Hello everyone and welcome to Plot Twists. So today we're starting a new segment that I'm calling Read Like an Astrological Sign. The way this series of videos is going to work is I'm going to give some descriptors for whatever astrological sign we're talking about today. And then I have split the books I'm recommending into three categories. The first category of books I'm going to recommend is based on the energy of the main character, if I feel like they exhibit a lot of energy of the astrological sign we're talking about. Then I'm going to give some recommendations for books that have the kind of energy that that astrological sign brings. And lastly, I will be reading one book that the internet recommends and it exhibits that particular astrological sign. And then I will be including that in my monthly wrap-up, so look forward to that later this month. So today we're going to be starting with the first astrological sign we're going to do, which is Read Like a Gemini. So I was inspired by Gemini season. I've also been doing a lot of research lately into birth charts, and I just thought this would be a really fun thing to do. So we're going to start with that today. So I'm going to start by giving you some general descriptors that typically fit Geminis. So Geminis are adaptable, they're charismatic, they're intelligent, but they're also sometimes indecisive, and they can typically be pretty perceptive. The second character that I want to talk about is Brie Matthews from the Legendborn series. She is our main character in this story as well, and I just feel like she has some really strong Gemini energy. So, at the beginning of this story, Brie is just starting in an early college program, which I think heavily indicates her intelligence. She is super perceptive of things that are happening around her, and as a result, sees something happen that nobody else seems to notice, and follows up on this and figures out that there's a secret society at the school that she's attending, the early college. Brie is in general pretty charismatic. She's well liked by most people. As the story continues and there's a lot of chaos and lots of things going on, she's super adaptable to the situations and the story. But at the same point, she's also pretty indecisive. As things happen in the story, she's really not sure what she wants to do, where she wants to go, and there's a lot of factors going on. Overall, I just feel like Brie Matthews has a lot of Gemini energy. The second character that I feel like has some pretty strong Gemini energy is the Sancha, who's the main character from the Foundryside series by Robert Jackson Bennett, which, by the way, if you haven't picked up, I seriously recommend. It's so good. Sancha lives in one of the worst parts of this particular city and has kind of made her way by taking advantage of the magic system that exists in this world, which she's not supposed to be able to do. She is a thief. As a result of being a thief, she is pretty intelligent. She's pretty perceptive. She's adaptable to when things change. I mean, as you have to be when things don't quite go as planned. There are also parts of her backstory that I also feel like have a lot of Gemini energy. As you continue to read the book, you learn that she has had some traumatic experiences in the past. And she has very much just been able to really run with the results of that trauma. It's kind of involved in how she's able to do what she does now with her magic. Overall, I just really think she exhibits some pretty strong Gemini energy. Okay, so those are the two characters that I feel like have a lot of Gemini energy. Now we're going to switch into books that I feel like have Gemini energy. I've picked two in particular out that I want to talk about, but really I think this is almost an author whose books exhibit a lot of Gemini energy. So the two books that I want to talk about today are Mistborn by Sanderson, and I'll put the other one up here, but Skyward by Sanderson as well. Giving some background from the story without any real big spoilers. Near the beginning of the story, Sancha gets basically told that there's no way she's going to be allowed to study as part of the Flight Academy, which has been her lifelong dream because of something that happened with her father. And she refuses to give up. She is super adaptable to anything that's put in front of her. There's a point in the story where she's told that she can't live in the dorms like everybody else, so she finds somewhere nearby that she can stay so that she can make it through this program. Basically, any difficulty that's thrown at her throughout the story, she is easily able to adapt to. She's also super intelligent. She's super intelligent and super perceptive, which really helps her become a really good pilot. And overall, I just feel like she's a lot of Gemini energy. In general, Sanderson's novels typically feature characters that are pretty adaptable with their environments. It includes a lot of political intrigue, and as a result, there's quite a few charismatic characters that are really able to shape the world around them. His books also feature a lot of characters that are pretty intelligent and pretty perceptive. And that's part of why I feel like these books exhibit a lot of Gemini energy. But what really hit me as these books having a lot of Gemini energy is the Sanderson. So if you're not familiar with any of Sanderson's works, at the probably the last fifth of the book, sixth of the book, the last small portion of this book, is called the Sanderson, and it just has infinite twists and turns and plot twists, and you never know what's going on, and everything just kind of wraps up into this neat little package that all of the clues were there for you to find, but I typically find that I don't see most of it coming, and I think that's a pretty common perception. And the plot twist at the end just hit me with that adaptable section of, you know, Gemini energy, as well as the perceptive bit, because the clues have been there all along, and technically you could have picked up on them. I don't know. I just feel like there's something about Sanderson that really speaks to Gemini energy. For the last portion of this video, I did do some internet research to see what the internet thinks Read Like a Gemini looks like. And what was recommended multiple times over and over and over was Crazy Rich Asians by Kwan. I haven't quite finished this book yet, but just the little bits of it that I have read so far, I completely understand where they're coming from. This book is honestly absolutely wild. Something different is happening on every page. It's very big energy. For the majority of it, there's just so much intelligence and charisma, and so overall I really feel like this shows off Gemini energy. Alright guys, so that's the end of the first one of these. My general plan is to do one kind of near the end of each astrological signs period, so look forward to next. We will be doing Read Like a Cancer somewhere near the end of July.